One of the things that Kenyans are crying about actually is not about paying a huge amount of taxes. It's the accountability of the money they pay. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel when you pay huge taxes, but someone ends up squandering your money?
Who is squandering?
Someone's not accountable for the money.
Who is squandering the money?
You know what's happening in Nairobi County right now?
Our president, when he was the deputy president of Kenya, for the second term, it was just a title. He was not like very active in the government. In fact, as a matter of fact, many people used to, paint him as a opposition.
The major contributor to strengthening of the economy are the country policies. Which are structured by leaders.
The government, okay.
Not just government but leaders.
Okay.
Even the opposition. Unaweza pata there are things that the government wanted to implement, but opposition opposed it. Maybe it has contributed towards good economy.
But hey, what's up, people? It's Phadhil, of course, in the building. Karibu sana on Star Media. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell ring button. Make sure you share and comment too, man. So it's a beautiful day. Jacob, what up?
This is a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and we rejoice over it.
We shall rejoice over it. Kitu fiti, mali safi, of course. Mimi nashukuru sana Mwenyezi Mungu. You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So Jacob,
yes.
Without much further ado, now I want us to talk about the economy of Kenya. Wewe najuanga wewe ni mtu wa Azimio.
Not really. Mimi ni mtu wa the one who does good.
The one who does good. But let's be honest.
I'm not too much into politics, but I like...
You're not much into politics, but you like Baba. You love Baba.
I don't hate him. I also like Ruto. Okay,
but you oppose William Samoei Ruto. Until recently, I'm not seeing you talking ill about the president.
I don't oppose him. I oppose what is bad. I don't oppose him, but I oppose what is bad.
Okay. So since right now naona siku hizi umenyamaza sana. Si ndio? Hizi umetulia. Hata sisikii ukisema government iko hivi, sijui nini government.
Unajua mtu anaweza tulia pia ile amefinywa hadi haeziongea, so you have just to be silent.
Hapana. If there's at any moment in time in Kenya, people should be free and are free to talk. It is right now in this era, in this regime, this is the most free era of Kenya right now. People are so much people are very much educated than before. And the issue is now, let's be honest, the economy is not as it used to be before.
True economy is taking the right shape.
I want you to say that. I want to hear you say that again.
And for economy to take the right shape, it doesn't mean that it's an effort of one person. It is effort for everybody. Maybe even my effort is more than my effort.
What are you saying, Bana? What are you saying?
True. I mean, maybe what I'm doing is adding a positive mark to the economy more than what you are doing.
But okay. The key contributors to the economy shaping it's on the right, to being on the right track, and people right now complain kama kitambo ni nini. Of course, the government.
I think the major contributor to strengthening of the economy are the country policies. Which are structured by leaders.
The government, okay.
Not just government but leaders.
Okay.
Even the opposition. Unaweza pata there are things that the government wanted to implement, but opposition opposed it. Maybe it has contributed towards good economy.
But by the way, nikuulize Jacob. Do you know what's the meaning of being a leader?
Being a leader, just taking a lead.
And let me ask you, I'm going to ask you this question. Okay?
Yeah.
Leader anafaa asikize watu. In this case we are a democratic country whereby we have to, like, if we are leaders now, we are representing the people on ground. Sindio? But at some point you have to agree with me. Sindio? Those people are not always right. Sindio? Malalamishi yao, yes, they could be complaining too much, but I'm just taking you through a path whereby it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a flow of water, but later on it's going to be good for us.
One of the things that a leader must have is to be visionary.
Yes,
a leader must see forward. And like citizens ambao huwa wanaona what is happening now. If you tell a citizen, are you willing to buy this thing expensive for now, but in the future you'll buy it at a price that you want. Ama nishukishe sahi, but in the future itapanda. Atakwambia the other way. So as a leader you must be visionary. As a leader you must see beyond where those whom you
beyond the struggles. Sindio? So I literally feel like that is what our President William Samoei Ruto is making us go through, and we have passed already. We are halfway done with it, if not halfway, quarterly done with it. Sindio?
Exactly.
Let's be honest. And let's be honest, the impact of that has been seen.
True.
The dollar,
exactly,
the dollar iko chini, sindio? Nani ange expect dollar ingeshuka ifike hapo?
Of course, wengi hawako expect, but it is a positive thing. It's a positive thing because that is what we all tunatarajia. That's what we want. But sometimes kufika mahali tunataka, sometimes inakuanga difficult.
Do you know Jacob, that right now as we are talking, Kenya is the strongest, or rather the currency in Africa that is doing so well. It has been named that way.
Kenya has been doing good.
Not has been doing good. No. Kenya has not been doing good. Let's be honest.
Kenya has been doing good.
Kwanza wakati wa election.
It is still doing good.
No, the president has made changes. And that is why Kenya is now doing better than it did before. We are not yet doing good, but we are doing better than we did before. So let's be honest, the economy right now, it's taking its shape.
The economy is taking its shape, and I appreciate that. No matter some commodities that we were buying expensive some time back, size narudi chini.
Now you as a Kenyan, what do you have to say to the president?
Kudos. Kudos.
Now,
he's doing a good job.
Let me ask you a question. Are you saying that because other Kenyans are watching you and probably the president is watching you, or maybe unaweza ona anaweza kutotea kitu?
To be honest, we just have to tunapongeza where it's necessary. If no matter how much you hate a person, when he does something good, don't just go to an extent of looking for his evil. We know that the economy was poor. It was poor when he was the deputy president.
Okay.
Right? So both his good and his evil we know. Hatulisema ilikuwa mbaya that time and he was the deputy president, meaning he was still in control. So it was just a matter of time, not taking shape, not because he is in power.
It's because of what?
The other time he was also deputy president. Was he not in power?
No, he was not. He was actually just an imposter.
What do you mean by an imposter?
Like he was just given a title of being, the deputy president. Only the first time.
If we were to go in an event and every leader kuna Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga and the Ruto, and you say who is the deputy president in this Republic of Kenya? Nani angesimama?
Of course ni yeye.
There's something to be signed into law. Inapitia kwa deputy president.
Jacob, let us not stop pretending like we don't live in this country called Kenya. We live in this country called Kenya. Now ulikuwa unajua tu vizuri. Our president was just a title in his our president, when he was the deputy president of Kenya for the second term, it was just a title. He was not like very active in the government. In fact, as a matter of fact, many people used to paint him as a opposition.
But that is what he was doing most of the times.
Of course, because what do you expect when your boss, is no longer like you're not speaking in the same language with your boss?
He was the one who's speaking in the opposite direction, because how comes you are opposing everything that the government was doing? By that time, nakumbuka kulikuwa na BBI that guy opposed it, but now the inadequate report is taking the same shape as BBI.
The BBI.
So what the DP at that time decided to do is to measure his muscles, his political muscles with the president.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
The BBI, what was the purpose for the BBI? Any significance of
BBI? The major part of it was just to know that the needs of Kenyans are listened to.
Is that necessary? Was it necessary at that point? Because now the president, instead of the president focusing on the big 5 agenda, which was very, very powerful 5 economic agendas to touch on for this country.
But how could you achieve 5 economic agendas without having the right policies as a country?
We had everything. Kenya has one of the best constitutions in Africa.
Having the best constitution is good, but adhering to it is also a different thing. If you have a good constitution but you don't follow it, what does it benefit?
It is not important right now.
Yeah.
Okay. The most important thing is to shape the economy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is what the president currently of Kenya is focusing on. Okay.
Okay.
And that is why the president yeye ni hustler, anasema hivyo, si ndio?
But of which
na ametoka wapi? Ametoka chini, si ndio?
Yeah, right.
Alitoka chini na yeye anaelewa shida za Wakenya vile ziko. And that is why he fought tooth to nail, okay, to make sure that Kenyans are not going to be misused for the interest, because of the interest of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is why they parted ways with his former boss, because the boss was speaking in another language, and that is not what they agreed on. Okay, somebody else anatoka huko nje anakuja anaingililia na ni mtu ambaye hakuwa kwa agenda. Unanielewa?
Everybody is an agenda in this country.
Unanielewa? Agenda ni ya watu. So BBI was just for 2 people. Let's be honest.
What about NADCO? The National Dialogue team that has finished its report, submitted to the president, and it's about to be implemented.
Okay.
Na inasema that what is in NADCO is the same thing mostly that was in BBI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
How comes the other time Ruto was against BBI, but this time he has to bow down to NADCO report?
Now, let me tell you something, okay?
Yeah.
If you look at the report very well, okay?
Yeah.
You are saying it's not different from BBI.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But now, did President Ruto leave his agenda and economic agendas to focus on this one alone?
He had to.
He did not. In fact, right now, the housing bill has been passed, okay? Right now, then you can see the impact of everything. You cannot just leave aside the economy to focus on some agendas that are not even important. Let's be honest.
But let me tell you one thing. It doesn't mean that you have to leave everything behind and focus on one thing at a time. Even Ruto now is focused at NADCO. Were it not for that thing, you never know where the country could have been now, because you know where we were going as a country before that committee was formed, right?
Okay.
You know where we were going as a country. Even right now, maybe you could not have been talking about commodities prices lowering, or even dollars, shillings price. Maybe you could have been somewhere worse than where we are now. But because of that committee, everything calmed down and they had to talk on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bottom line is we were talking about the economy,
right,
and the impact that the efforts of the president.
Yes.
We can see the results of that. Okay.
Yeah.
We can see, obviously, when leaders come together and agree and speak in one voice. Of course, there's going to be, kuelewana and agreement, and there's going to be a good environment for the growth of the economy, and which is a very good thing, by the way.
Yeah.
But I've noticed something else. Mimi, I think you are one of the few Kenyans that are grateful, but most Kenyans wanakwanga tu ni kutafuta tu makosa.
Lazima.
Oh, they started. This is how they started.
Yeah.
And this is bad for the Kenyans in abroad. How many Kenyans are in abroad?
Yeah, of course, everything good has also negative sides. Hakuna kitu just good for everybody. So what you consider is who are benefiting more.
Exactly.
We cannot consider the Kenyans who are in abroad compared to Kenyans who are in Kenya. So abroad kuna Kenya less sana kuliko nyako hapa ndani.
Yeah.
So hatuwezi sema wale wanaumia yet more are benefiting from it. Yeah. So wanataka dola ifike 500 because ndio benefit wao pekee yao,
because wao ndio wata benefit kuja huku wanapiga sherehe huku kote kuiva, ndio kusema wanakuwa
everything good has bad sides. So just consider the good in something na tuendelee nayo.
Now since umesema it's favoring now Kenyans in Kenya, si ndio? The economy and the dropping of the dollar, and rumors had it hii kitu ita drop mpaka hata saa moja. Kuna possibility?
Yeah, everything is possible, and at the time tulikuwa below 100. Yeah.
So inasemekana
miracle,
inasemekana maybe ita drop kabisa, inaweza drop kabisa. Now, would you think that will maybe affect the number, because tumeona there's a very high number of young people ambao wamekuwa kitravel nje, okay? Na ukipiga hesabu walikuwa na travel nje because of this factor, si ndio? Ukitravel nje, you make money, you come back home, you are rich. Unanielewa? Unatengeneza dogo nzuri kuliko. But now it's slightly maybe itakuwa na difference kubwa. Unanielewa? Do you think that will make a change, that will affect the way young people are traveling outside this country?
I think greener pastures, you have to make it on your own, whether you are abroad or in your own country.
There's that saying, the grass is greener where you water the ground.
Where you water it. So even though it will affect those in abroad, that means that when you come back to Kenya, maybe kutakuwa na a good environment to do business and everything, you understand? So if it means you have to come back home, then you have to.
Oh, really?
If it means you can stay abroad, it's still well and good.
Because si kila mtu anaweza kaa abroad.
Because si kila mtu anaweza kaa abroad na si kila mtu anaweza kaa Kenya.
Depending on the country, kuna wase wanasemanga hata nikiweza lipwa 50k narudi home bio sana.
Yes, unaona. So if you can come back home and make a greener pastures here, well and good for our country.
Wow.
If you can stay abroad and make a greener pasture abroad, well and good. Well and good.
Okay.
But to be honest, we cannot consider you who is in abroad compared to millions of Kenyans who are
here in Kenya. So the economy now, obviously there is an impact, sindio? There's impact that now, and it's positive, sindio?
It's positive impact.
It's positive. What do you think other thing that now the president should do?
The president
should do, I mean, not the president, but the government should do, to make life better now for the Kenyans.
As much as the dollar is the dollar against the shilling is taking a positive shape, I think this aspect of job creation, we cannot celebrate the quality of shilling for years, yet those celebrating have no jobs.
Okay, I think you need to understand something. The fact that the dollar is dropping, and the Kenyan shillings is appreciating in value, it means the environment is improving for business.
No, that's just the one thing that the government should consider now is creating a humble environment for business too.
And they are doing that.
By increasing taxes?
No, taxes. What do you mean taxes? Taxes lazima watu walipe. People, we must pay taxes. Let's be honest.
It is true, we must pay taxes, but we must pay taxes to a certain limit. How do you end up paying taxes with everything that you are earning?
You don't pay with everything that you are earning. Wewe wacha mchezo. Jacob una uongo.
How do you pay taxes with everything that you are earning?
Wewe unakatanga pesa yote?
Not see yote, but a large percentage. That means you are working for the government.
What is how much Kenya tunakatwa pesa ngapi? How much money? How much percentage does it go to the government for tax?
Let me tell you one thing, Duncan.
How much roughly?
Let me tell you one thing, Duncan. When you work, you have a target of what you want to earn, right?
Yes.
If that target, someone takes even a percentage out of it,
1%.
Yes, even 1%. Yeah. Someone has just messed with your whole budget.
Budget aje bana. But you need to understand something, Jacob. when kama unasahau the fact that tunaishi kwa nchi ambayo we need social amenities that are functional, and they are not just functional, but they are serving our people. They are serving
one of the things that Kenyans are crying about.
Actually,
it's not about paying a huge amount of taxes. It's the accountability of the money they pay. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel when you pay huge taxes, but someone ends up squandering your money?
Who is squandering?
Someone's not accountable for the money.
Who is squandering the money?
You know what's happening in Nairobi County right now? Sakaja. And the corruption cases aligned to him. You know what's happening in the national government right now? Corruption cases all over. So how do you feel? Actually, as I have said, people are not opposing this issue of taxes because of the amount of taxes they pay.
Okay, sir.
But because of the accountability of the taxes they pay.
Okay, unajua sisi
if you pay for money and you truly see that if an Melipa is doing this thing, you'll be happy paying the taxes.
Okay, Jacob. Let me be honest with you. Sometimes, since we're Kenya, I think we've had that perception of every politician and every leader in the office is corrupt. So every time ukisikia tu mashida, oh, this guy is anaiba do, this guy anaiba do. Wacha nikwambie, not every time saa zote tu ni watu wanaiba tu do. Unaona? And shida ile moja ambayo tuko nayo sisi kama Wakenya ni tunapenda kufuatilia mashida ambazo sio zetu. This is not your responsibility. Wewe ni EACC, East Africa, East Africa,
ethics and corruption. Sasa who's supposed to complain when the money is stolen? You are stealing my money, but you don't.
Achie hiyo kazi, hiyo ethics and corruption nini? Abachie.
What if itself is corrupt? What if the ethics and corruption?
Sasa what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
I have to voice it. That is what the constitution provides. I have the right to question the government.
No, the thing is, okay, let's leave kazi ya Sakaja kwa Sakaja. Let's leave kazi ya president kwa president, afanya kazi yake. Unaona? But hii mambo ingine ya kushinda ukifuatilia vitu ambazo you're not in a position to do it as a Kenyan. Unalala njaa, unakopa bando na bado you still want to kufuatilia mambo ya corruption.
Sasa unataka nani afuatilie? If you as a Kenyan you can't take responsibility.
We have a full organization that is responsible for that.
Now if that organization is also corrupt, what do you do? You as a Kenyan, you have the rights as a Kenyan.
Ethics and corruption, it's not corrupt.
How do you know?
So far so good. We've seen what they've been able to do. They've done investigations on so many stories, and they've come out successful. I think the problem that we have in Kenya is the courts.
So what do you mean when you say that Kenyans are doing what they're not supposed to do? Do you mean that Kenyans should not
you as a Kenyan, as a normal mwananchi, as a normal citizen, work. That is your work. To work.
Then after
and
you work,
pay taxes.
After you pay taxes, it is stolen. You don't want to follow up.
No. Yes. When you follow up now, that is where you're making the mistake.
Which mistake? You have to know where your money is going.
Let me tell you something. What you're supposed to do is just work, pay your taxes, and pray.
Pray to what?
To God.
Everything doesn't need prayer. Not everything that you have.
So what are you going to do?
Sometimes
you are going to voice it.
Yes.
How?
You have to follow up on your taxes, bro. How do you pay money? I don't know where your money is.
You have elected leaders.
Working.
You have elected leaders who are supposed to do that.
The leaders are also corrupt. In fact, the leaders are the ones who are doing it. There is no animal that has come from a forest coming to steal our money. There is no foreigner from other country coming to steal our money. These are leaders that we elected that are stealing our money. You understand it? So the ones we elected to represent us are stealing from us.
Do you know, let me tell you something. Our leaders are a reflection of us. Vile sisi wenyewe tuko. Do you know that?
No.
They are.
So you are a
thief. Sikiza, kila Wakenya wote ni wezi.
So you are a thief.
Mimi sitaki kusema.
So wewe ni mwizi.
I'm not saying mimi ni mwizi.
Wewe ni muongo.
No, let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Wewe ukiwa kwa ofisi. Now, a common phrase from every Kenyan.
Yeah.
Wanasemanga, if nikiwa kwa hiyo ofisi, hata mimi naiba. Mimi sijasema hivyo. I did not say that. No.
Yeah.
But kuna watu wanasemanga, if mimi kama mimi nitaweka kwa hiyo ofisi, hata mimi naiba.
True.
Let me ask you a question. The question is, as an individual, what are you doing to make a change? To create, or rather, to be on the front line of, creating a society that is full of integrity.
Number one, selecting good leaders.
Exactly. Do you vote?
I vote.
Well, you vote, didn't you?
I vote.
Where did you vote?
But the voting, we vote for good leaders. But they change.
Why?
Why? I think that they're just revealing their own characters that we didn't.
It is the system. The system is like that. The system has been created.
What do you mean by the system? The system are the people.
No, not the people. The system of leadership.
Yes, that the people. There's no hakuna kitu iko tu mahali that is the system. That now this is the system and this is how it works. The leadership system of the country are the leaders, are the people. Once the leaders, the people change their mindset, change their behavior.
Now, let me tell you something, Jacob.
Yeah.
Most of Kenyans, they are happy when they're involved in the corruption saga.
They are happy.
They are happy.
Yeah.
But they feel bad.
Yeah.
When they are not involved. Okay, and that is why you see they are fighting, they are on a protest because now, let's be honest, in this country hakuna equality.
Yeah, true.
There's no equality.
Yeah.
The gap between the rich and the poor is so wide. It's so wide. Because huwezi niambia madaktari saa hii wanaitisha pesa nyingi hivyo. No.
Pesa nyingi.
It's a lot. What they are asking for, it's a lot of money. And most of the time, then some of these doctors, you might not find them in those hospitals. They have their own clinics, private clinics. And sometimes wanaiba hizo madawa, wanapelekwa kwa hizo clinics. Unaelewa?
Yeah.
But this person also is so selfish. Not even to think about our normal mwananchi.
What do you mean when you say that the doctors are requesting a huge amount of money?
They get paid a lot of money.
200,000 is a lot of money.
Of course.
How much does an MP earn?
An MP?
Yeah.
An MP is earn more
together with the allowances, together with the corruptions, together with the MPs are earning millions of money.
Now the problem is when you start comparing yourself to other people, and that's the problem.
Now when you say that doctors are paying huge amount of money, whom have you compared them with?
Compared with maybe other people out here who have careers.
But you have said we should not compare.
What is wrong with you?
You have said we should not compare.
Of course, the problem is you compare it in a more positive way. Compare it in a more positive way, whereby you don't have to be selfish. Okay, don't be self-centered. Okay.
So since wanza kulipa that amount of money, it is now this year that we have realized that they are being paid a lot of money.
Okay, have they not been paid all this while these are the same amount?
They've been paid the same amount.
And then what is wrong? Right now that we are going through economic changes, right now that we are changing the economy, it is when we are coming to say you have a problem.
They have been paid the same amount of money, but now the government is the one saying that they have been paying a lot of money. So my question is, why have they realized now that the amount of money they are being paid is a lot? Why haven't they realized it some time back? When they're making the policies, why did they make the policies and say, no, these are a lot of money that we're paying the doctors, we need to reduce it? It is only this time that they have realized that, no, this amount is a lot of money.
Really?
Yes.
Now, Jacob, let me tell you a story about South Korea.
Okay.
South Korea is a very successful and very strong economic country.
Yeah.
In the Korean Peninsula. Okay?
Yeah.
And at some point, some time back, South Korea was in a very bad state economically.
Right.
And the leaders came together and decided, you know what?
Yeah.
We're going to change this economy. And that is when they decided to send some of their young people to go abroad, work, study, so that they can send money back home.
Okay.
And also, there were career people, men and women in that country. Okay? And they took an initiative, took a step forward and said, we will reduce our pay. The government went to an extent whereby they were collecting, treasure let's say like gold ornaments from citizens, okay, so that the government can sell, okay, so that they can revive the economy again. If you check South Korea, their currency is so inflated, but it's a very good country. Economically, they are very strong. In fact, some of the biggest electronic brands are from South Korea. Like all these phones, all these laptops, and all these, they are from South Korea. The biggest cars in the world, some of them are from South Korea. And that is when they took the initiative, okay? Ya kureduce hata mishahara zao. Na wakasema, for the sake, because now in a country, in a very bad economy, you can imagine, whereby there are no jobs, okay? No employment, no money. So what business do I have as a person? How selfish am I, okay, to receive maybe a lot of money, okay, a 6-figure income of 3 or 4 times when there's another person out there who is sleeping hungry.
So that was South Korea, but we are in Kenya.
Skiza, let me finish.
Okay.
Now, and that is what they did. Now look at South Korea. And now the president is simply just saying and telling these people, telling our fellow career men and women in the medical industry, calm down, okay? Let us come together, come up with a solution that will favor not only just us, the two parties, but also the third party. The third party ndio nyasi ile ambayo inaumia, nyasi ambayo inakanyagwa na fahali.
Why haven't the president also have a thought of sitting down with the MPs and politicians and decide to cut off because they're earning a lot of money? Why haven't he decided that, okay, politicians, the salary you are getting is enough for you to have your own vehicles, so let's cut this allowance for vehicles. Let me ask you a question. Between a doctor and the politicians, who needs a vehicle mostly?
See, doctors.
When you compare their needs, or when you compare their jobs.
Jacob, unaniuliza maswali ambazo
no, it makes sense. Let me just ask a question. Between a doctor and a politician,
both,
who needs a car
more than the other,
depending on their
jobs. Maybe unaweza sema in this case maybe it's the doctor,
right? So the question is, why? You have said it very clear that the president wants to sit down with the doctors, so that both can benefit.
Not just the both, but also the third party, which are Kenyans, which is suffering.
Right. Why hasn't the president also decided that, okay, let me sit down with my politicians, the MCS, the MPs, senators, governors, and also talk to them so that we can reduce their salary and Kenyans can benefit from it.
Unajua, acha nikwambie kuna kitu moja. Samaki saa zile umeweka ndoana kwa wapi?
Kwa maji,
kwa bahari. Unaelewa, sio pale Lake Victoria, kwa bahari tu. And then ndoana yako ishike papa. Unaelewa? Swali ni je, utashikilia ndoana? Will you keep on holding on to that ndoana? Na unajua imeshika samaki mkubwa papa. Na unajua papa ana nguvu sana. Sasa papa, when papa pushes like that, utaenda na hiyo ndoana. Unaelewa? So you just let go ndoana. So you can only control where you are powerful.
But the president is powerful all over. We cannot say. So what you mean is he's fearing attacking our politicians because maybe they can. Inaweza mramba, si ndio?
Yeah, of course. Those are lawyers. Those are big businessmen and women.
So now since you have talked about the Kenyans, if the president touches the MPs, yeye ndiye ataumia president, si ndio? If the president touches the doctors, nani wanaumia?
Sini wa Kenya.
Yes.
No more citizens.
Yes. Now we are going back to the grass. The grass ndio inaumia kuliko everything. Now as a president, which decision can you make between grass kuumia, Wakenya wote waumie, ama yeye mwenyewe aumie?
Unajua nimekwambia mwenye nguvu mpishe. In this case, the doctors are less, they don't have
so we can come to a conclusion that the president has
let me tell you
considering his his own benefits rather than Kenyans.
Not his own benefits. He's considering the benefits, or he's considering Kenyans more than himself and these doctors, because at some point he's going to make a decision to fire these doctors and get more doctors, because we have, si ati hatuna madaktari, we have doctors out there, they don't have a job, okay, and we are going to give them one.
Trust me, he cannot fire even a single doctor.
They can.
He cannot.
Already KU alisha fire wengine.
He cannot fire even not even a single doctor. He cannot even fire any.
Really? You want to bet on
Kenya
that?
is led by policies, not by individuals.
You want to bet on that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You want to bet on that?
Yeah.
Okay, sawa.
He cannot fire even a single.
Okay, Jacob, Mr. Bishana, wewe.
Yeah.
Unajua wewe unajua tu kazi yako tu ni kuangalia tu mahali president amekosea.
The president is doing good. Right?
Na umekubali sasa the president is, the economy is doing well. He's doing better than before.
Then where he left.
Let's focus on that.
The economy is doing better than where he left it as a DP.
No, not. See where the other president left it. But now he has rectified the economy and is making it better. Right. So, yeah, that's it for the economy for today, man. And see you next time.